Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about the Halloween franchise timelines. Now it is a question that still gets asked. Over all these years and all these movies of the Halloween films, we do still get questions like, how is Michael Myers still alive in Halloween 2018? Where is Michael Myers in Season of the Witch? How come Laurie Strode is not related to Michael Myers in the new timeline, etc.? We still get those types of questions all the way through, even after the explanations are out there. But I can understand why these questions still get asked, and that is because not everyone is a die-hard Halloween fan. Not everyone knows that there's multiple timelines in the Halloween franchise. For me, for example, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre timeline, I wasn't a massive fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre growing up. So when I watched some of the movies, I didn't think about the timelines, and I didn't realise that some of the timelines don't really fit with the original film. And that's the exact same with the Halloween franchise. If you're not familiar, if you're not a fan, then you might go into these films not understanding anything. You might watch Halloween 2018 and not have seen any trailers, heard about it on social media. You might go into it seeing Laurie Strode and going, oh, I thought she died in Resurrection. And then when you accept that she probably didn't die, even though she did in that timeline, you might be going, okay, that's her brother. And then when you find out it's not her brother, you're like, what's happening? So there are fans or people out there that like horror films, but just don't fully understand the timeline. And that's what I want to talk about today, understanding the timelines and which timelines go with which movie. Before we begin, there are 5 official different timelines in this franchise. However, there are other multiple timelines that you want to make on your own. People decide to do their own journey with the Halloween franchise, and they pick out the films that suit them personally the best, and that would be them considering that their own timeline. However, there are 5 official timelines that we'll talk about. Let's start with the first timeline with Halloween 1 in 1978. That movie then got a sequel in 1981 called Halloween 2. After that, we then got a 1988 sequel featuring Michael Myers, which was set 10 years after the original took place, and that's called Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. And then directly after that was Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers in 1989. And then that followed closely by Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers in 1995. And that was mostly about the Thorn cult. Some people called it the Thorn trilogy, with Halloween 4, 5 and 6, even though 4 didn't really feature the Thorn aspect. We had Halloween 5 and Halloween 6 that had the Thorn, the cult of Michael Myers. Although Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers did have a producer's cut that relied more heavily on the curse aspect, but the original edition of this Halloween was just the original Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. After that ended the timeline for the very first one we've got. The next timeline we have has obviously Halloween 1 at 1978. After that, we've got Halloween 2 from 1981, similar to the last timeline that we had. But after that, it scraps Halloween 4, 5 and 6 and moves on to a third one in this timeline, which is Halloween H2O, 20 years later in 1998. That brought back Laurie Strode, it brought back Jamie Lee Curtis as well, and that showed more of a human aspect of Michael Myers and took away all the silly curse elements. Unfortunately, the box office has a say on whether or not there should be sequels in these franchises, and because Halloween H2O done so well, then they retconned the end of the movie and gave us Halloween Resurrection, which would have been the 4th movie in this timeline. The next timeline we have goes all the way back to 1978 again with Halloween 1, only this time Halloween 2 is not included. It goes back to the beginning, and the sequel to this one is Halloween 2018. In this one, we've ignored Halloween 2, we've ignored Halloween 4, 5 and 6. We've also ignored the H2O timeline with H2O and Resurrection, so it goes back to basics. And this time, Laurie Strode is back again, but she's not the sister of Michael Myers, which was introduced in Halloween 2, which no longer exists. So this is now the sequel to the original. Just like Halloween H2O, money talks at the box office, and this Halloween from 2018 got 2 sequels, and it had Halloween Kills and then it finally had Halloween Ends, which ended this timeline in the Halloween franchise. Next up, we've got the Rob Zombie reboot timeline, which features Halloween from 2007, which is a remake of the 1978 classic, and then that spawned a sequel in 2009, and it was called Halloween 2, and that's it with the Rob Zombie movies. There was supposed to be a Halloween 3D when the 3D movies were big back in the late 2010s, sorry, the late 2000s, the early 2010s. That never came to fruition, however, because of the reception that Halloween 2 got, so that was scrapped completely, and then this timeline just ended after 2 movies. And finally, we have the anthology timeline that just features Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, and I have mentioned this before that it would have been good if they just called it Season of the Witch instead of Halloween 3, because calling it Halloween 3 makes us think that Michael Myers is going to be back in it, and he wasn't. He was only on TV, and because he was on TV in Halloween 3, it just confirms that the anthology timeline is completely out with the Michael Myers universe. I still wouldn't rule out Halloween 3 Season of the Witch being the only movie in this timeline. I'm hoping and I think we might get other timelines that are connected to Season of the Witch in the future. So that's it for the 5 timelines, guys. It's very simple. It's as simple as that. If you didn't understand it before, hopefully this video will help you. I know there's a lot of videos out there that try to explain it. I tried to keep it simple. This is simple as I can put it. So for those of you who question, how's Laurie still alive? Is she related to Michael, etc.? Hopefully this video answered some of the questions. And if it didn't, leave your questions down below, guys. Let me know anything that I've maybe not covered in this video and we can discuss it down below. And as always, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for subscribing and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever played Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the back! See!